Everyone, I think including the players as well, especially that super over moment. And 171, like winning it by 10 wickets was a big achievement. After the start of the campaign with 7 for 6, coming back to 10 wickets haul, yeah, it's been kind of a roller coaster for us throughout the season. But there has been some promising performances. And as I said, we will be ending the series in a very high moment.
Yes, Kiran. One last question before we let you go. As a general manager of the side, how difficult, what's the job that you have to bring in? And also talk about the Glacier matter, the endeavor that you brought about.
Thank you. So as a general manager, there are a lot of things, working behind the scene, making arrangements for the player, creating the balance between the management and the players themselves. Luckily, the owners have been really supportive throughout the series. They always had their head high, and it has helped us. So one of the prominent things that we brought up this season was, rather than having sponsors, we are fighting against global warming. Glaciers matter, and Pure as Paradise is a campaign because Nepal is a beautiful country, blessed with nature, lots of mountains around, and the melting of glacier and the environmental changes have impacted. And it cannot get better than cricket to pass the masses to the audience around the world.
Great endeavor, great initiative. Good luck in this final league game of yours. End on a high, and thank you for giving us your time.
Thank you so much, Mikhail. Thank you.
Yeah, it's back to the commentators.
Cheers, Mikhail. Yeah, what an inspiring campaign.
One more.
Glaciers matter. Pure as Paradise. Couldn't agree more with that. And there is a serious amount that we all need to do, but cricket needs to think about its impact on the global game. We've seen stadiums around the world start to move away from plastic bottles, for example. We've seen good initiatives, and this awareness campaign that Pokhara Avengers are running, very credible. Great credit to them for making that call. Haven't had the tournament they would have liked. Being able to put your finger on it, they do have the tournament's only Centurion, of course.
Yeah, but again, he gets 100 but ends with 180 total, unless he goes and gets some more here today. I mean, almost Dinesh Karel, the other opening batter, has almost been more consistent than Andries Gous. And I just think performances have been few and far between with regard to the entire side, really. 8 gone, 59 for 3.
Fantastic atmosphere again. We're here for the Festival of the Himalayas. It's the penultimate group game on the penultimate day of the group stages. We'll just have one more tomorrow morning, where again it will be Sudhir Pashim coming into action. And speaking of climate change, look at those beautiful snow leopards. I know they're the mascots, not the real thing. Jeet, Hamro Jeet as always. One of the most elusive and endangered animals anywhere in the world, and it belongs up here in the Himalayas. I tell you, they've had a good engine, whoever's in those mascot costumes, put in sterling work throughout the comp. Nicely bowled, inside edge. I like this line for a leg spinner to the left-hander. The modern way tends to be to go over the wicket. It's a defensive way. This is a very aggressive wicket-taking way. Brings in all aspects of dismissal.
Missing leg stump as well. It's down the ground and middled, out the ground. Well, they're not stopping. They might have lost 3 wickets, the Royals, but they're after a big number.
There was a lovely thud at the back. Now look at the bottom hand. He's unorthodox in his technique, and he can hit it into funny areas. Almost reminds me a tiny bit of the way Daniel Vettori batted. The bottom hand is almost the dominant one. There he goes to the defensive angle over the wicket after being pumped for that 6. It was over-pitched, it was there to hit. It was the attempted Google out of the back of the hand from Bertel. Even if he didn't pick it, just because it was so full, he knew he could swing the bottom hand through it and get good reward.
I'm a little bit intrigued as a leg spinner. You are. I mean, I couldn't bowl leg spins. I can only dream. Why do you view around the wicket as the attacking one? Because surely an LBW to the left-hander must be very, very difficult unless he plays back.
Bobby Rao was my first spin bowling coach. Played Test cricket for India. Went on to play for Ireland. Came to Ireland as a professional, and as so many overseas pros do. Met and fell in love with an Irish woman. Stayed, qualified for Ireland, played. Such a wise man. The reason he always told me was if you have a good googly, which Bertel has, and which I had, I probably had a better googly in the leg break. Point struggled to land the leg break, but probably can bowl that about 75% of the time then from around the wicket. Angle in, turn away, brings every dismissal, including your first slip, into play. Maybe it's a little more applicable in ODI cricket, where your job in those middle overs is to take wickets, and that's why you often see in T20 cricket the leg spinner bowl over the wicket to the left-hander, I feel. 67 for 3. $150 or so they'll end up if they go at the rate they're at now. Knowing Sudha Prashim with Dipender Singh Hari to come, they might want more than that. Now a huge amount of pressure on Arif Sheikh. He's got to 3 off 7. He's yet to make double figures in the tournament. For a player of his ability it's quite remarkable. Have to admire Michael Leask though, don't you? Whatever the occasion, he always gives it 100%.
A real competitor. He even lives the game in the hotel afterwards, which I think is a wonderful attribute to have. I really do. You know, the last thing you want is to employ an overseas player to come and play in your tournament and the care factor is not there. He deeply cares. I mean, he's not a happy camper that they're not going through to the qualifiers. The winner, Michael Leask.
Leading edge, gone right on cue. He strikes and gives it the big celebration as always. They may be about to be knocked out of this tournament at the end of this game, but Leask keeps scrapping, and the promotion of Harmeet Singh doesn't work again.
It would be fitting, wouldn't it? Because just when we thought they were struggling, they pulled off a 10-wicket win. Now they're going out the tournament and they're playing their best. Works hard for his wickets, deserves that one. Well, the experiment with Harmeet didn't quite work. 13 from 10, 70 for 4.
There are no teams that you can take lightly.
Oh, he's got him! Important catch! Oh, lovely shot. at them! Oh my God! What a catch!
पिछला मुकाबला रहा बराबरी का। थलाइवास को अगर प्लेऑफ्स में है पहुंचना तो रेड मशीन अर्जुन को पड़ेगा उन्हें रोकना। प्रो कबड्डी लीग फाइट फॉर प्लेऑफ्स तमिल थलाइवास वर्सेस जयपुर पिंक पैंथर्स टुडे at 7:30 p.m.
This broadcast is brought to you in association with Dream 11 and Shriram Finance in partnership with HP Lubricants, Roff, Mother Dairy Maa Jaisi and Red Bull.
The rivalry goes next level.
It's exactly what we expect from these two powerhouse teams. The atmosphere here is electric.
The race for the WTC final intensifies.
Australia versus India, 4th test, 26 December at 4:30 a.m.
In comes the main man, the three-dimensional tiger himself, Dipender Singh Ari. He'll join Arif Sheikh at the crease. The Royals, well, continuing to play their brand of cricket. That's one way to put it.
I think if he plays well, they'll still set something around that 150 mark. We know that's more than competitive, especially with their bowling attack, but some good players still to come. What about that? Every time he walks to the wicket or walks onto a cricket field, that's what greets him. And that comes with its own pressure.
Just wonder, could he walk on water? That kind of response from the crowd. Absolutely adored, isn't he? Strike rate of 192. He's behind only one man in the entire tournament. That's Jimmy Neesham. In fact, there's only three striking an over 150. Esteemed company. And rather cleverly, Michael Leask will just make him wait, just for a moment. Try to take the sting out of the crowd. Oh, that's a beautiful delivery to bowl first up, because you know Iree is going to go after it. Nearly creates a chance.
Stay, please.
Lots of flight, but he tried to give it a big rip as well.
And again, really good over from Leask, who continues to bowl impressively in this tournament. 10 have been bowled, 70 for 4.
Yeah, what a time for Dipender Singh Ari to make his way to the middle. Yeah, top four batters back in the dugout. Arif at the other end. Just see how quickly the pace of this innings changes with Iree in the middle. Projected score somewhere on 160 is ideally what they'll be looking at. Mikhail Vaswani alongside me, Monali Patel. Good afternoon, Monali.
Good afternoon to you as well, Mikhail. 70 for 4, halfway stage. It's not a bad start. Yes, they've lost a few wickets. A very attacking mindset from the time that they've come out to the middle.
Getting a game, Sudeep Aryal, and he'll be up against two very experienced batters. He'll have to be on target from ball 1 into over number 11. He'll be coming in from the Chobar end. Yeah, crisp shot from the bat of Arif. He's not been into double figures. Oh, a bit of a misfield. You need to keep your eyes on the ball, young man. And you cannot let these batters off the hook very early in their innings.
No room for misfields, especially when you've got the speed of Dipender Singh Ari out in the middle. He's so quick between the wickets. Wanted to have a quick pick up and throw, but you got to pick up the ball first.
Yeah, that's the pressure they apply on the fielders. They set out for that first run so fast is that the bowlers and the fielders are just caught off guard. Oh, he begins very early in his spell. He dishes out a no ball and a free hit on offer and brings Irie on strike, who's on 0, and now has the liberty and license to go big. Pressure on Sudeep, playing his first game.
We haven't seen too many free hits punished yet, but maybe this is the one. Again, the line belongs to the batters. He's got to have something behind that line. It's good to see that the captain's getting in on action. Just wants to have a quick word. A few words of wisdom, a few words of confidence. Dipinder Singh Irie, who's going to have to face this. He's not gotten off the mark yet, and he now has a free license to do so.
Good ball. I felt it was in the slot. Maybe just trying to overhit it. Dipinder Singh Irie. But yeah, Sudeep, good comeback for the youngster.
Well, he's thrown absolutely everything at this. And he's gone extra full. It's nowhere close to it. Nowhere close to it.
You sense the helicopter coming out for Dipinder Singh Irie each time he gets a full delivery. Gets off the mark. Yeah is the call. Look at that first run. Pushing for the second. Bit of a misfield, and they'll get back as well. The pace changes when Irie is in the middle. He's a freak, remember that.
He's lightning fast, and he's such an athlete as well. We saw some acrobatics from him not too long ago after he picked up the wicket. I wonder if he's had a future in gymnastics after this.
Again, he's calling for 2. I'll come back to that, Monali, but Arif is at the other end. You remember what happened to Rohan Mustafa a couple of days ago running with Irie? He ran short of breath.
You're reminding me of Shri. She was very worried for the non-strikers or for the batting partners.
By the way, Mustafa didn't feature after that game, if I'm not wrong.
Was run right out of the tournament.
Yeah, he can certainly be a natural athlete, Dipinder Singh Irie, and yeah, many other sports he can capture. And sense the pressure in the field at the moment. It happens to the best. Sagar Dhakal over there at short covers.
It's just the effect that the running between the wickets has on you as a fielder. You know they're going to look for that second, so you're going to rush extra hard to try and pick up and throw the ball. But if you're so focused on the throwing part, you forget to pick the ball up. There's so much pressure knowing that you might just give away that extra run.
Soft hands, good coordination. And that's what Irie does. He plays with the fielders, goes slowly at the non-striker's end. They have a shy at the stumps. He gets an overthrow. He plays around. A little bit of a naughty cricketer there sometimes with the bat. 80 for 4 after 11. The top 2 in the league stages will then have qualifier 1, and the winner will progress straight into the big final on the 21st. The loser of qualifier 1 will have another go in the eliminator, or rather the second qualifier, beg your pardon. Number 3 and number 4 will play the eliminator, and the loser bows out, and the winner moves on to play the loser of qualifier 1 in qualifier 2. Still a lot of cricket left over here. Penultimate day of the league stages, and Dipinder Singh Irie is in the house. He walked into a roar, and I'll tell you what about Dipinder Singh Irie is very, very interesting. This is a regulation single. He's purposely on intent, goes slowly, entices the fielder to have a shy at the stumps. He's well and truly in, and he was only trying for that second run. He's such a smart cricketer, so aware. Turn on offer.
I think you can only do that if you've got the speed of Dipinder Singh Irie, because if you try and test fielders and you're not as quick as him, you will be run out. just takes a direct hit.
Yes, and you spoke about a good point of fielders just trying to throw the ball ASAP when the ball is hit at them by the batter. Usually they attack the ball at that stage. They need to come around it, Monali.
Yeah, and there aren't many people who can actually outrun a ball that's thrown well. He might just be one of them. Pulled away, they pick up a single. The rotation of strike, as expected, is good. Haven't hit a boundary in 19 deliveries. Sit at 82. And they're still going at over 7 runs and over.
Once again, that first run is... There it is. The pressure and the extra run as well. That's how you do it as a batting side. Run that first run fast, call for the second, and derail the concentration of the fielder in the deep.
Well, I think in the last 10 balls that were hit out to the outfield, 7 of them have not been picked up cleanly. And it's because of this effect right here. So focused on the quick release, you end up losing sight of what's in front of you.
Nicely played. There again, pushing for the second. Nicely cut off in the deep. He'll keep it to 1 this time around. You don't want to chance the arm of fielder who's picked that so very well. Now, Irie has had a superb start to the tournament. And he's just gone a little quiet in the last couple of games. Very unlike Dipendra Singh Irie.
Worked into the leg side, calls for 2 very early. They make it home with time to spare. It's going to be the end of the 12th, and the Royals are 87 for 4.
You have to immerse yourself in the middle over here to...
Brings Dipendra Singh Irie on strike. He's got 1 delivery to face in this over, 20 off 15 already, and he's hit 1 massive 6 in that.
Oh, this could be close. The finger goes up. I wonder whether he went through a brain fade moment over here. Dipendra Singh Irie went for the switch hit. And Sagar Dakal finally in the final delivery of his final over gets the big fish as Irie has to walk back.
Got to ask the question, why? Why go to this shot? We see so many times the batters are going well, and then they try to play this very shot. It would have gone on to hit the stumps. Unnecessary when you can hit the ball so well down the ground. He's going to have to walk back after a really good 20 off 16. The Royals are 111 for 5.
पल्टन ने दी थी पटना को भारी अंतर से हार। प्लेऑफ में जगह बनाने के लिए पल्टन फिर करेगा पटना के हर बार पर पलटवार। प्रो कबड्डी लीग फाइट फॉर प्लेऑफ्स पटना पायरेट्स वर्सेस पुनेरी पल्टन 16th December at 9 p.m.
This broadcast is brought to you in association with Dream 11 and Shriram Finance in partnership with HP Lubricants, Roff, Mother Dairy Maa Jaisi, and Red Bull.
The Nelson was an unlucky number for Dipendra Singh Irie. Looked for a very adventurous stroke. Full-blown switch hit and just got trapped right in front of middle. Good decision for me from Bismillah-Jan Shinwari. As Ishan Pandey comes to the crease, who's, again, looking at those numbers, you wouldn't necessarily think he's had a prolific tournament, but I think he's been really good, actually, particularly given he's often come in with 3, 4, 5 overs left. One of 2 left-handers we'll see today who would harbour aspirations going up. We'll see Dinesh Karel open the batting in the chase. Got himself in a tangle here, Dipendra.
He fancies the stroke, but he gets himself into an awful mess. You're better off just trying to play the reverse lap rather than continue with the reverse sweep.
Nice to see Arif Sheikh get to double figures, get some runs, and he'd love to turn this into a big score. He had the fortune of the drop catch. I like the way Bismillah Jinsan, he's just taking his time, because there's a lot of things going on there, aren't there? There's a lot of moving parts, but he's got the decision spot on.